What's up, world? I want to thank y'all for allowing me to get into your mind for a few minutes and embracing this melaninated mind state. Today, I want to talk to you all about this deal that Jay-Z made to sell 1/3 of Tidal to Sprint for $200 million. Now, I know this deal has happened a few days ago, so I'm probably kind of late on this, but sometimes you have to sit back and look at things and see how it can apply to, your own life, your own day-to-day living, through the eyes of a person who's not on that socioeconomic class as people like Jay-Z or Oprah or what have you. To give a little background of this entire deal, Jay-Z bought Tidal for $56 million a few years ago. And a lot of our people, knocked him for it because, for reasons like the subscription charge. They was tripping on subscription charge. Oh man, we're gonna pay $10 to $20 to subscribe for music. Why our brother got to do us like this, and and then he's like, you probably pay that much for subscriptions or other things that big white companies charge you for. The Sirius satellite radio. You pay $5-10 for that a month, and nobody's tripping. Or you pay for the hundreds of dollars for cable for channels that you don't watch, and people are not tripping about that. But a brother comes up with a company to try to sell you music, exclusive music through a black-owned company, and then black people got a problem with it. But people seem like it seems to me that people have tried to knock Jay-Z a lot about his business deals, associating himself with people like Warren Buffett. How they feel that he screwed over Dame Dash and them guys with Rockefeller music. But as you can see, Jay-Z has always been a businessman. Now, I'm not gonna say if I do agree or disagree with how he did his business, because I don't really know the details of it. You always have, 2-3 sides to every story. So his story, the way he did it, he may feel he was right. Dame Dash may have felt his story was right. And then always somewhere in the middle is the truth. So I won't get into detail about that. But like I said, I do know, you say Jay-Z is, a businessman. Like you said, he's a businessman, and you can tell he's learned a lot in the years that he's been in the music business. But anywho, so like I said, I know people try to knock him about how he did business. Then they say, then when he go out and brag about it, he owned part of the Nets. And then someone say, oh, he only owns 1/15 or 1% of the New Jersey Nets or the Brooklyn Nets. And so people wanted to laugh at him about that. But then you have to look at the details of some, of his business deals. And what you notice is, let's talk like the Brooklyn Nets deal. Now, reportedly, he paid $1 million for 1/15 or 1% of sports franchise. And as you know, sports franchises rarely lose money. Even if they lose money, they gain money. It's like with the Nets, people were saying, oh, the Nets are losing a lot of money. And he bought this team they're going to end up going bankrupt and all this kind of mess. But truthfully, the Nets were worth a lot more when he sold it than when he bought. Then when he sold his piece than when he bought his piece. I mean, like 135% more for when he sold. But they say reportedly he bought it for $1 million, and in 9 years he sold it for $2.35 million, and that includes part of the Nets and part of the Barclays Center that he owned. So like I said, that's 135% profit that he made within 9 years. I mean, can you imagine how much money you could make if you invested in anything and brought back 135% profit? I mean, that's quite a bit. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing to shake a stick at. But the focus of this topic is going to be the mindset of small gains, understanding small gains when it comes to anything in life, especially finance. I think a problem that a lot of people have is we want to do deals or have hookups or connections to where we put a very little in and then we get a big return in like immediately. Like we want to put in $100 and we want to get back $1 million. Oh, we want to put in $4 for a lottery ticket and get back $56 million. And that's the only way we're going to invest. We'll invest in stuff like that where the return is likely to be none or negative. For the simple fact is, you're paying for a ticket and you get nothing in return, most likely. But you have a mindset like Jay-Z is having is, I don't care if I put in $5. If I get back $6, or if I get back $8, I done made a profit. And that's how you have to look at money when it's in your hand. Not really thinking on how to spend it, but on how to invest it in order to make a profit. So when people see 1/15 of 1% of anything, like I say, they want to dog you out or talk about you, laugh at you behind your back. But a true businessman really understands what even that small percentage means. For another example, I watched this movie a couple of days ago called The Founder. It was about how McDonald's became to be. You got the McDonald's brothers. You have a guy named, I think his name was Ray Kroc or something like that. Ray Kroc, and how he expanded the McDonald's brand, and it's worth billions upon billions of dollars now, and what have you. But I'm not gonna tell the whole movie. I might discuss it later in another video. But in one part of the video, when he is making a deal with the McDonald brothers to buy them completely out, they ask for like a $3 million check and plus 1% of all the proceeds, profits, or what have you, per year, for the rest of their life. But he would not put this in the contract. He came with all kinds of excuses of why this couldn't be put in the contract, but he said, let's do a handshake and, you get paid in perpetuity, which pretty much means you get paid forever. Let's just go ahead and handshake and we're done with this deal. So he signs the deal for the check, but they did not sign for the 1% perpetuity, profits for the company. 1% on the surface may not seem like a lot, but at the end of the movie, it said that if they would receive that 1% of their money every year, that this day and age, if they were still alive, this day and age, that would be worth $100 million per year. See, those guys knew what the future was going to hold, but for some reason, they didn't hash it out with their lawyers to make it happen. But they knew exactly that this is just residual income. Very important. They knew how important this was in the future, and that's how you're supposed to think. Another example is the Silner brothers that used to own an ABA team back when the ABA and NBA were in competition to get the best basketball players and to grow their companies. Well, once the ABA started to fold, owners start selling teams and merging with the NBA. There was these Silner brothers who said, okay, we'll take the check that you want to pay us for our team, but we also want any kind of TV deal, future TV deals. We want a percentage of those profits for any other teams that were part of the ABA, which include the Nets, the Spurs, the Pacers, and the Nuggets. I think the Silner brothers owned the Nets back in the day, I believe. I'm not sure, but any team that merged with the NBA, they wanted 1/7 of the TV money for just those 4 teams, for life. Now, back then, did they see internet blowing up? Did they see cable? been as large as it is now. Probably not, but they probably had a vision that they knew it was going to grow. Probably didn't know by what percentage it was going to grow, but I'm sure they probably had even a small idea. Even if you had like a small idea, you can't go wrong thinking small, especially if it gets bigger. So what wound up happening is, so the first year of their deal, they got about $500,000. Okay. In the 80s, these guys were offered a buyout of $5 and $6 million, and they wouldn't take it. Again, they see the bigger picture, the long-term benefits of the deal that they have. And by the year 2010, they were making $17.5 million a year off of TV deals. And then the NBA signed another television contract, well, more television contracts. So now the Center brothers are making $300 million over an 8-year term, and they don't own a team. They don't bounce and play basketball. These guys in their 70s and late 60s, early 70s, living like kings and don't have to do anything else. Don't do anything else but collect checks. But that's, like I say, small gains, 1/7 of 4 teams in a contract of 30-something teams. So again, like I say, it's like I said, it's long term that these guys have invested in. And people looked at them like they were crazy at first with this deal. And now you've seen the long run, how it paid out for them. So to try to sum it up, like I say, small investments, small gains turn into, big profits, big gains in the future. It's tax season. A lot of people are going to be getting these income tax checks, aka reparation checks, if that's what you want to call them. And somebody's going to get few $1,000s to spend on whatever. And a lot of you got bills you might need to pay off, and that's fine. But a lot of people some people like to buy things of, the newest TV, the newest clothes, the newest shoes, all that kind of newest computer, all that kind of stuff. And I would just try to suggest doing a little research, find little things to invest in, like a small business. Small business, man, you'd be surprised the tax breaks you get by owning a business. My wife and I have a small business, and I was sitting here trying to do the taxes online. And just the write-offs alone are amazing. Didn't make a lot of money off the business last year because we just started, but it's growing. But it's just the tax write-offs that you get, just by, just tax write-off, just by owning the business and the things you use. It's incredible. In your business, they say you might pay 15% on average, 10 to 15% taxes. But if you work for somebody, you're going to pay on average about 25 to 33% taxes. You looking long term. That's a big difference. That is a major difference. But anywho, regardless, like I say, find something to invest in. I don't care if you find a little stock to invest in or start you a small business. You can go online and find a lot of businesses. Just Google, businesses you can start for under $500, businesses you can start for under $100. All the information is online. It don't have to be something you just completely like, just something you could be good at and make a little money, and you're not going to make, $1 million deals, but you can, put extra money in your pocket, side hustle, if you will. But find ways to use your money to make small gains today. And who knows, 10, 15, 20 years down the line, you make big gains. Like I said, those brothers, they used to own the ABA team. So they're in their 70s and 80s now, making big money. So that team, 40 years ago? The guy that helped expand McDonald's and pretty much called himself the founder when he really wasn't, but pretty much owned McDonald's before he died. I mean, he didn't get that, get started with that until he was 52. He had been a salesman for years, and then at 52 years old, all of a sudden he got a big break and worked hard and blew up with it. And like I said, now McDonald's one of the biggest corporations in the world. But you have to have a mindset of looking at things in the future. I told my daughter, I use this as an example. Let's say we go to the store and she always wants something, some kind of snack, candy, cookies, chips, whatever. So let's say she wants a candy bar, and you look in the rack and the candy bar is, let's say it's $1. But let's say you buy 2, you can get 2 free. So I tell her, I say, well, look, it takes a little discipline for a kid. You're talking to a kid, but say, look, if you buy 2 candy bars, you get 2 more free. Eat the 1 candy bar and sell the other one for $1 a piece. So you gonna pay $2, like I say, for candy, but then you get paid $3 for selling it. So basically you got paid $1 to eat something that you like to eat. I mean, I try to tell her to, you gotta have that kind of mindset that, like say, every time you have $1 in your pocket, you're trying to think of ways that this dollar can make me another 50 cents or another 15 cents or, or another $1 or what have you. Because like I said, the mindset of always trying to grow is the only mindset that we can have right now. I mean, times have changed. I mean, right now we're going through, we have a new president, and this guy's doing things that is like, making you give him a side eye. I mean, we was already kind of questioning him before he even got in, for the things that he promised, he said he would do. And they were like, oh, people looked at it like, oh, he's not going to win, or he's not going to get the nomination. They got the nomination. They said, oh, he's not going to win. He ended up winning. Now they said he's not going to try to build a wall or block Muslims. And now some gun, and pretty much he's in trying to do it if he ain't already done it. So, I mean, you got to start taking this guy seriously, but you got to start taking your own life seriously too. And so, like I say, the Jay-Z deal, the guy, as we can see, is a legitimate businessman. I mean, you buy a company for $56 million and then you sell 1/3 of it for $200 million, which means that the company somebody has valued your company at $600 million. This is after he was investigated. A report was saying that they had inflated their subscription numbers, like way higher than what they actually were, by the millions. But yet, Sprint still felt like they need to go ahead and buy this company to add to their service. So there are things going on behind closed doors of business meetings that we do not know. And that's not because we can't know, because a lot of stuff, you can Google information online. You can do research. You can read, listen, watch, whatever you want to do to find out anything you want to know and everything you need to know about business and how it works and how money works and who controls what and how they became what they became. And you too can be a part of that and benefit from it. Well, anywho, that's all I have right now. I want to thank y'all for listening. Hey, if you like what you hear, you want to hear more, subscribe to my page. Click on the description link. I have ways that you can, you can help promote and grow this page different ways periodically. You may have like a Teespring sale or, things, selling any kind of merchandise, things of that nature. Share this page with your friends, family. And I thank y'all again. And